3, 2, 1, and welcome back, everybody, to the Briones Pickleball Podcast. A little bit of a different show today. Caden is not here, as you may have seen in the thumbnail. I actually, at the time of this recording, I don't know what I've even named it yet, but we have a special guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Actually, I'm going to introduce him. That makes more sense. But Mike Parra. What's up, Mike?
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so will we have had a review posted by now? I'm not sure.
They posted it already?
Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see. But this is Mike, everybody. And for those of you who follow our paddle reviews, thank you. We had Jordan Yeager doing that, and he did a great job. And, at this point, he's kind of unable to continue with, a lot of his work and things like that. I actually plan to have him on again. So, and specifically on the paddle reviews, I do want to remind everyone we actually moved it to its totally separate channel, Briones Pickleball Reviews. So make sure that you are looking out for that. But Mike is actually going to be stepping up to the plate. And Mike, we haven't known each other very long, but in the past, I would say 2 months or so, we've become really good friends. So Mike lives in Arizona, and that's all I'm going to give. I want to let him kind of introduce himself, but he's going to be doing our paddle reviews going forward and all of our other cool stuff on that channel. So Mike, tell the viewers, man, who are you? And I don't know, let's just start with that and how you got into pickleball.
All right. I'm Mike. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, moved out to Phoenix when I was like 18, moved back to Tucson because it didn't work out so well. And then I moved back to Phoenix a couple years later.
All right.
And then I stayed. So I'm married. I have a wife, 2 kids, Audrey and Vivian. And we've been residing in all the areas of Arizona. So like Goodyear, Scottsdale, Tempe, Mesa. We've pretty much been everywhere. And then just kind of wallowing around and discovered pickleball a few years ago, and then became an addict, got serious about it. So
cool. So just like everyone else, you got started in the game. Or what was your first experience like, and where was that at? So
like the first time I ever saw people playing pickleball was actually 10 years ago at a golf club.
And I got
it was in Verrado
in Tucson.
This was actually in it was actually a building that I was working on. We were actually cleaning the windows there, and so it was a golf club, but they had pickleball courts. They had 2 pickleball courts. And so one of the managers came up to me and he's like, "Hey, have you ever played that game?" I was like, "No, what is that? It makes a loud noise." And I was like, "Is it like ping pong or what is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's called pickleball. It's really fun. You should try it." So actually, never tried it. So like 10 years later, or like maybe 8 years later, that's when I finally, pickleball started getting popular, and then it just looked really fun. And so one of my buddies was, he's actually friends. He played racquetball professionally with Daniel De La Rosa. And so he told me that Daniel was involved in pickleball. And then he's like, "Oh, I'll get Daniel to show us how to play." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it." So we put that off for about like 5 months. And then I got fed up because like we would never meet or go play pickleball. So I just grabbed the paddle from Walmart. And then I went to, I think it was Cholla Park in Scottsdale. Yeah, that was the first place I went to go play. And I couldn't find the park, but when I actually got there, I heard the noise, and because it was behind like a building and some trees, so I had to go search for it, look for it, and then from like that day on, people were so friendly and different. Like they were coming up to you, and they were nice, and they're like, "Oh, put your paddle up here, and then you can play with us over here." And I started playing with these 90-year-old Asian people.
Wow. Cool,
and so they kicked my butt. They were like, these 70-year-olds were playing with their 90-year-old parents, and I was the 4th. And so I could not figure out how to play and beat these people. I couldn't get it. Like I could get to the ball, but I would pop it up and then they just smash it at me. So yeah, after that first night, I was pretty much hooked, and yeah, I was addicted.
That's awesome. So you never got to. So De La Rosa never showed you the game then.
No, I never. I didn't meet him until like 2 years later, and we actually went golfing together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he had just got done playing at the Orchard with Ben Johns, and I forget who else was there. But yeah, the next day we played golf, and I was like, oh, cool. Finally got to meet you. Like, so yeah.
Awesome. Cool, man. So, all right. So you've been playing a few years now. Like everyone listening here, like we said, we just, we kind of ran into the friendship here, like kind of out of the blue. I forgot how you ended. I'm trying to think now, Mike, because I'm doing a lot of things, controlling things.
Oh, you're good. So like,
where was our first meeting, and then what happened there?
So actually, this is funny, and I just remember this, but I met you the first day. Like it was like 3 years ago. You were teaching, or 2 years ago, you were doing an intensive, and it was my first day giving like a beginner class on how to teach pickleball. It was my first day like being a coach. And like I actually like met you, and then it was just you were on the way, and then I just said.
So that wasn't 3 years. It was like maybe 2 years ago. Then
it was 2 years. Okay, yeah, had to be.
And that was it.
That was it. And then I think I played against you once after that, but you like popped in and out, and you were out really quick, and then you just beat up on everybody. Yeah.
All right.
But initially we met through your wife at the Arrowhead potluck group.
Yeah.
So they always get together like every Friday night. It's a big Asian group, and they have like tons of food and
shout out to Arrowhead, the Arrowhead group.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to them. They're probably playing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's where we met your wife, and then my wife and my kids were there, and then Katrina just kind of meshed with them.
Yeah.
And then Katrina invited me to go play at your house, and then you were there, so
yeah. Cool, man. Well, that's the story, everybody. We've gotten to know each other pretty well over the past couple months, and you do kind of have another business going on.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of time to do this and do reviews. Tell us or tell the viewers, why pickleball is like, you're so passionate about it. And again, when I ask you, hey, would you be interested and stuff like that, one of the things, right, is the time thing. Like, you do, and maybe you can tell the viewers how much you actually play.
Yeah.
How much you're on the court. So go ahead.
I play a lot. So like pickleball came into my life at like a good time. So I have a business out here in Arizona. I have a window washing business. So we clean windows at people's houses, residential. So everybody in Scottsdale, all the big houses, the nice luxury houses, I have a team, and we keep all the windows clean. So I basically have a lot of time because I have a good crew, and they take care of the business. And so I just do most of the scheduling, and I basically work from my phone. So that's kind of nice. So that gives me a ton of time to play pickleball. And so over the past like few years, I've just been playing. I've been just getting better.
Yeah. And doing some teaching too, right?
Yeah, doing some teaching. Yeah. And then, when this came up, I think you met through Suzanne. Suzanne was the one who kind of told you that I have too much time. So, yeah. So that
she said like something like, I think Mike like plays like 6 or 7 days a week, like, but multiple times a day or something.
Yeah, I do. So when I'm actually playing pickleball, I am working too. So I'm checking in with my guys and making sure everybody's at work and make sure the customers are happy. And then I go back and play pickleball. Like this is all between games and stuff. So like the pickleball courts kind of become my office in a way. And I've actually met a lot of people who we work for that we clean their house like windows, and we actually play pickleball with them.
Oh wow!
So
man.
yeah, I met some clients through there, which is nice, and they have our team go and clean their windows. But that's where I get a lot of my time from, is because that business is it's kind of self-run now, and I have a good team. Therefore, I have time to expand and do other things. So that brings me here. Yeah.
Cool, dude. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, it's been good. And, you know, at the time of this posting, we'll see how many reviews are actually out, but we're going to be, Mike has, you know, a lot of experience, obviously, on the court. I know you play tournaments as well, and teaching as well. And you've, you know, like I said, you've played a ton. So he's actually picked it up really fast on the actual reviewing side. So, and he's just, and you have, what's your plug, Mike? PickleGeek.
PickleGeek. Yeah, that's my,
So he's going to be, you know, geeking out on some paddles and stuff, but really his goal is to, just share with all the viewers, like, you know, his honest thoughts about paddles, and we're going to grow that channel together. I think it's going to be cool, man.
Yeah, I'm just going to give my, like Jordan says, I've been playing a while. I've been playing a lot. So I've been playing with a lot of different paddles. So I kind of have a good idea on what paddles do and what they're capable of. And then if it's a good paddle, I could recommend it for all you guys. So yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So, this would be, we got more to get to. We got more. Again, this podcast is, we're going to talk about paddles and paddle technology and things like that in a little bit. I wanted you all to get to know who Mike is, but little intermission here. Okay, if you haven't gone to ATTACKMasterClass.com, you should definitely go check it out, because it's a free video that we made. If you're struggling with attacking or learning how to attack, this game is obviously getting more and more offensive. And one of the things, a little question, or maybe something that we can talk about, Mike, but one of the things that is really important, and that I tell players, is that not only is attacking an offense important just because, you know, like it might be fun to do or you want to attack, but the thing is, if you're not attacking, you know, you're pretty much playing more of a defensive or consistent game. And the higher level you go, if you're never attacking, then that really gives the green light for your opponents to keep attacking you. And also, it doesn't pose a threat at all when you're never attacking. Let's say you're resetting everything, never counter-punching, things like that. So, I don't know. Any thoughts on that, Mike? Because I know you play at a high level.
Yeah, I agree. If you're resetting the ball way too much, then yeah, you're just going to be a target, and yeah, you'll get that chicken wing. Well, that'll happen to you a lot. But yeah, the more I play with these guys, I'm starting to like dabble in with higher level guys and some pros. So when you play at their level, it is a totally different game of patience and deception, and more attacking. Yeah, deceptive attacking is what I'm seeing a lot. Cool. Yeah. But,
all right. Yeah. So if you if you want to learn more about that, again, it's a free resource for all of you. Go to attackmasterclass.com, something that we worked on. Now let's get to, I don't know, Mike, what are we going to get to here? Here's a picture of Mike. You guys want to just see him. And this is this one of the first paddles let's go through your paddle journey, Mike. So this is a tournament, that here, let's show the viewers here. This is a tournament. How many months ago? Or a year ago?
Maybe like a month ago.
Oh, just a month ago. Okay.
No, yeah. I think it was about a month ago.
So right here, the Crush Freestyle you're playing with. And again, we've reviewed that. So make sure you check out Briona's Pickleball Reviews on YouTube. But let's go through your paddle journey. You said you went through you started with a Walmart paddle.
Yeah.
And what was that again?
I think that was an Onyx.
Onyx.
Yeah. I think that was an Onyx paddle.
Do you remember how much it was?
I think it was like $80.
$80?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was that much.
All right. So from Onyx, so let's go through all the paddles that you've tried up until then, and then or just what you can remember.
All right. So I think after Onyx, I went after that first loss to those ladies. I was hooked. So
Yeah.
Losing to 90-year-olds not always good. So I had to up my paddle game. So I went to a Babolat, the yellow Babolat, the monster.
I think so.
It looked so cool, and I just wanted to be different.
So you went for looks.
I went for looks, and I had no idea because all these paddles had power and control, and I was like, well, I need power, so I can probably be control. Like I don't know what. I had no idea what it was. That was like a different texture, and I didn't really like it that well. And I think it was a 13 millimeter that I got. After that paddle, I saw an ad for Diadem, and so I went to the Diadem. It was like the thick one.
The
Warrior.
We have the Warrior right there.
Which one? Yeah.
The yellow one.
No, it was that one, but the first version with the edge guard.
Got it.
Yeah, it was like the Model 1 or something, but it was so thick, and I loved how I could just slow down and like reset stuff. So that was different. I played that one for a while. Finally went to Yola. I played with Yola for a while. It was actually the Simone one.
But this is before Gen 2. You're talking about this was like Hyperion.
This was the first, the first model, the Gen 1.
Okay, so the Hyperions.
The Hyperions. Yeah, that is it.
Okay.
Yeah, Hyperion. I used the 16 Ben. I used the Simone 14. I think she had a 14 out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or 13. And that was actually good. I had a lot of success with that one. And then after that, gosh, what else was there? I used Selkirk, the Invicta. I used that one for a little bit.
Invicta Power Air?
Yeah, the white one.
Yeah,
that one. And then I went to Vatic Pro for a little bit. That was actually one of my favorites. And then I ran into this paddle. It's called X-Pac. That was an Amazon paddle. So that was cheap. It was good. It was carbon fiber, and I just put a crap ton of lead tape on it, and it was a perfect paddle. So,
really?
Yeah.
We should get you playing with that today and see how it compares to all the. Because you said, I remember you told me this. So this paddle, he told me that he gave me this story. There's a paddle from Amazon. You said it's like called X-Pac or something. Yeah. But he said that it's one of his favorite paddles. So it'd be interesting to compare him with paddles today.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, we can get it. It's I should have brought it, but I have I went through 6 of those because I loved it so much. Yeah. So I kept the weight the same. I kept everything the same, the grip tape, everything, and I played with that for maybe 8 months or something.
Wow. Okay.
And so I just love that paddle. And anyone who came into pickleball, I was like, oh, buy this paddle. It's super cheap and it's good. It's just a good paddle. So, but it was turns out it was an exact copy of the Carbon 16.
Okay. So does it feel? I mean, you've tried the Carbon 16, right? Does it feel? I did
play with Carbon too. I forgot. Yeah.
Does it feel really close?
Yeah,
it's like a knockoff.
It's a knockoff. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much, it's just a knockoff. Because I played with one of my buddies, and I was like, this is exactly the same thing. So yeah, I don't know. It was. I would on the same manufacturer.
Yeah, I would like to test it. I mean, if it really feels that good, what about the quality though? Because that's the big thing, right?
Now compared to what they have now, it feels cheap. Like you can tell.
Got it. Yeah.
The handle would break off a little bit after some use.
Okay.
You can now knowing what the swing weight is and the what's the other one called? Swing weight and.
Swing weight, twist weight, all that stuff.
Yeah, now that I can understand what that is, it was bad. So it would just once the ball hit a certain edge of the paddle, it would just flip over. So it wasn't that great, I guess. But I don't know, with all the lead tape on there, it was heavy. It was 10 ounces. It was
my gosh,
it was a great paddle. Cool. So it had power, it had control, and it was just all around. I just loved how it was.
Cool. Yeah. All right. And then I think you got into some crush paddles, right? Is that after that?
Yeah, that's after that. So
crush action.
Yeah, crush. The freestyle. It actually plays a little bit better than the X-Pac now. So it has control. It has more power, and I just love the resets on it. The thing is a reset master. So
doesn't that? I mean, I'm guessing I haven't hit the crush freestyle yet, but. I mean, I might have hit a few balls, but I think it must feel very similar, I would guess, to the original Hyperion. Yeah or no? It's got to. Yes. It has almost the same shape.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it does, because the Hyperion is what, when I started using that, I started using that for a while because it was such a good paddle. It was solid. The only thing that I had problems with was the handle started breaking off. So it was cheap, right? But it was a good paddle. But this one is a unibody, so that one actually it'll last you a really long time, and that's why I liked it. But it lasts you a while. The grit is so gritty. It's like sandpaper, but it feels like you're hitting a ball with a pillow. It's just soft.
Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely really a control paddle.
Yeah, very control.
Okay. So for those of you actually listening then, because a lot of people will watch your reviews. We're gonna be doing a lot of them, and comment below right now, like if you're gonna get to know Mike, and also there's a ton of paddles out there, and obviously we're trying to plan out like which paddles to review and things like that. Obviously, there's other reviewers in the space that do a great job. Shout out to Pickleball Studio, Chris Olson. Shout out to John Q. And there's Pickleball Effect, Braden. So there's a lot of paddle reviewers out there that are doing a good job in the space. And Mike is, what's your angle? What's your take, Mike? Because, or maybe something that you can tell the viewers, like, what can and I didn't ask you this, but what can viewers expect from you when you're reviewing? I mean, when you're, based on your review.
So I play a lot of rec, and I play with literally anybody. So if you're a beginner, advanced player, intermediate player, I'll play with you guys. I'll play with anybody I can. So with that, I get to play with all these paddles, so I can give, like, if you're a rec player and that's all you do, like 6 days a week, I can go ahead and give you a good review based on, like, hey, a rec game. If you're playing like an intermediate level and you're just trying to level up, I can give you a good review on I'll give my opinion on a paddle that is like, okay, this is what you want to do to like get better and advance to like a 5.0 level. Like, yeah, stick with this guy, stick with this paddle. It's going to treat you well, and it's going to complement your game. And so, like, if you're playing with a paddle that's like someone's 5.0 is playing with, and they're thinking about getting a paddle for like a pro tournament or going on a pro tour, okay, I'm going to recommend this paddle for you then instead of that one. If you were a beginner, different paddle. If you're an advanced player, then you could probably take a little bit more like technology and like handle it better. But that's how, like, I can come from all different areas of like play and like help people like where you're at. So I'll give basically at the end of my reviews, I want to recommend a paddle for you, like the rec player, the high level player, the tournament player, or like you're just everyday like family that gets together and like wants to play.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just for the people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, you're on the court a lot. You're going to be experimenting with, and your knowledge of paddles is obviously going to go through the roof, especially in the next 6 months or so. Yeah. Mike, super awesome guy. And also, I have a question here because me and Jordan Yeager have talked about this several times, and I know you met him. And again, he came in the space and he did a great job for us. And one of the things that we talked about, again, like different paddles, maybe for obviously different game styles, but obviously there's beginner, more intermediate, advanced, pro level. We'll get to your preferences, right, in a second. But what can you say to that, Mike? As you've been teaching a little bit, you play with a lot of rec players. Obviously, right now as it stands, right, there's grittiness on the surface. There's a lot of spin, no spin, right? But on actual scale, there's control on this side, and then there's power on this side, and then there's everywhere in between. So based on your kind of just recommendation, not even recommending a paddle, but what kind of paddle would you recommend for like the average player? And let's say, and maybe why, or maybe you can talk through that. But maybe the average player is like 3.5, and they might be, let's just say 3.5. It could be 20-year-old 3.5, right? Or 30-year-old, but maybe like it's a 50 or 60-year-old 3.5. I don't know. Just thoughts on that, man.
Okay, so yeah, so like that depends on like how old they are, what's their demographic. If they're like a 20-year-old and they're just starting out, if they're athletic, then they're probably going to be pretty powerful already. So I'd probably keep them more to the control side, so they can kind of work on their game and like figure it out. If they're like an older person and it's hard for them to like move around the court, like for instance, some guys that I play with early in the morning, some of them have been like a prior accident, like a motorcycle accident or a car accident, and they can't walk right. So they need a paddle that's powerful so that they can actually have a lot of reach. They can get to the ball, and it doesn't take a lot of work and effort to pop the ball up and just get playing with the game. Yeah. So they can keep up with everybody else who can actually move on the court, and they can actually have fun. So I would recommend like a power paddle for them, something with more pop. And then, if you're the like in between, like average player, we need water.
Oh, sorry.
If you're in between, like you're a average rec player, and you're pretty decent already, you can control yourself, you have good form. Throw in a little power there, throw in a little pop, up your game a little bit, and then you're going to start getting invited to those higher level groups, and then your game is you're going to get more competitive games, and then you're just going to get better and better. But the paddle like technology where it's going now, I think it's going to help everybody all around. But I can kind of see now like where people are just by like looking how they play, and I can recommend a good paddle for them and in that sort of aspect. Yeah.
So like obviously, and we've talked about this too, man. Yeah, go ahead. It's dry here in Arizona, but we've been talking about we've talked about Mike several times, like the power, and obviously the power is getting more and more, and these paddles are getting more and more powerful. We're gonna have to see. It's just really interesting, obviously, with all the YOLA stuff, YOLA bans going around, and then it coming back, and those kinds of things. We'll have to keep all the viewers updated on that as things play out. But what do you think? So personally, you're actually a control player.
Yeah.
You actually play a lot. Not a lot like me, but that's what I like too. I like to be able to control the ball. I wouldn't really give up that much. Like if it was control or power, obviously something in between, but I would rather take control than power. So what do you think just generally? And again, and something for all you viewers to think about as well, even these reviewers that are reviewing paddles, the review big names that you guys like to follow and things like that, they all obviously have biases, right? Everyone has a bias because everyone's game style is a little bit different. But for you, Mike, you like a lot of softer paddles because I know that. But what is your just thoughts on the power coming in the game? And I know that you've been testing out a lot of paddles that are way more powerful than you're used to. And you what are just your thoughts on that, man?
Okay, so one of the paddles that we've been actually reviewing, I think we just got done with it too, was the Gearbox.
Yeah.
So the Gearbox Pro,
it's called what is it called?
The Gearbox Pro Ultimate.
Yeah, Ultimate. Okay.
Yeah, Gearbox Ultimate. But they came out with that paddle, and it's not, I don't know if you guys remember the 16 or the Gearbox Pro that came out. That one was like everybody doesn't know why it's still legal. So when they came out with the Ultimate, they kind of like took it down a notch, which is nice. So it's not as powerful. It kind of like, it's still powerful, but it's not as powerful as the Pro was. And most of the people that I see playing with it, I was just in North Carolina. Yeah. Everybody has a Pro, the Gearbox Pro. They're all like barely moving their arm to like keep the ball over the net or keep it low just enough.
Yeah.
And I'm over here doing like a full swing, like full follow through, and like I'm pushing my shots through. And, you know, if they do that same movement, the ball just flies off.
Yeah.
But when I was reviewing the Gearbox Ultimate, it was kind of nice to see the paddle companies are like, they're kind of, it looks like they're getting scared. And they're like, we don't want to get banned, because we also saw what happened with Yola, the Gen 3s. It was just way too, you know, they had too many issues with the power there. So when it's nice to see paddle companies are kind of like, you know, they're staying in between a line. They're trying not to cross a line now. So and I think, yeah, even Wyatt Stone can agree to that. He loves that paddle now. So yeah, I think I know why. I don't think he ever used the Pro. I think he just used remember the red one, the Gearbox. It was a red 16 control paddle.
Oh, I don't. No, I don't know the red one.
No, it had like a red line Gearbox, like control. Something like that. I think that's what he was using. But my thoughts on like the power coming into the game. I think they're flirting with the line to cross, and so they're figuring out where to keep it down a notch, because it is getting dangerous. Like people get hit all the time in the face now. So it's not fun.
yeah, man. Okay, well, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Keep up with that. Yeah, so that's cool, man. We're gonna be rolling with a lot of other things, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting, man. It's good to have you on, and we're gonna be for those of you, again, if you are in the market of looking for new paddles, or if you're one of those crazy pickleball players that just buys every single paddle that you see or that's new, hey, check out Brianna's Pickleball Reviews, and you know, we'd love to share with you, or Mike would love to share with you his thoughts on the newest and latest technology. So make sure that you are up to date with that. So next, you all know that I was in Boise for the summer. If you've been listening to this podcast at all, I'm just gonna give you, and we're gonna transition here. This is not just, it is kind of random, but this is a little 4th of July parade. Shout out to I don't show a lot of pictures of us, but maybe I should do this a lot more. But that's a little in Boise over there, little kiddos there.
Did you go to the lake?
We went, they floated the river, actually, the
cool.
Boise River. So that's cool. So it's kind of cool now. I mean, our kids are, 7, 6, and 4 now. So they are, and Mike, we'll get to Mike's family in a second, but we're loving it, and we're at this age here where they're having a lot of fun and a lot of good memories. So
are we gonna show your son's
we might towards the end there. All Stay right. tuned, and you can see some progress of my eldest son and his pickleball. But this is Mike's family, actually.
Yeah,
and let's go through the names here, Mike, so everyone can see this here.
Yeah, Lydia's on the right. She's my wife. And then I have my youngest daughter. She's the shorter one. This is Vivian. And then my oldest daughter, right under my wife, is Audrey. And she's actually a Make-A-Wish kid. That trip was actually paid for by the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That's awesome, man.
And we just got, it was probably one of the best trips we've ever had. But yeah, if anybody asks, or they're probably going to ask, like, she has cystic fibrosis, so she qualified for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they got her a trip to Disney World. That was in Florida. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
what is that again? So explain what that is. Cystic fibrosis, is that what you said?
Cystic fibrosis, that's it affects the lungs. So the mucus build up, it gets harder. Some kids have it like really bad. Back in the day, if you had it in like the 80s or the 70s, like you'd probably live to like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
But nowadays with technology, they have like groundbreaking technology and medicine that they came out with to almost like halt the whole thing and have a CF kid be perfectly normal. There are side effects to like taking like the medicine, but like they could live a normal life now with what they have.
Yeah.
So yeah, Audrey she's really fortunate to have like a, I guess they call it like a moderate chromosome. Yeah, like a mutant chromosome or a gene. Like it's very like rare, and so she's gonna be healthy, but she's still gonna have like the symptoms and stuff. So winter times are a little tough. She coughs a little bit more than usual.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you ever see her on the court, she's probably gonna be coughing every now and then. But that's just how it is. How it's been with us her whole life. But yeah, so.
Cool. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Doing healthy though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pickleball actually is good for her because it keeps the lungs moving. So when you're moving constantly and you're exercising, that keeps the lungs and the mucus like moving around, and she won't get clogged up, or she won't have issues as much. So she really has to be active, and thank God she loves pickleball. So
yeah,
she's always asking to play.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. So so Mike's getting his kids to play. Like I said, our kids here, we're getting all three of them to play. I have a 7, 6, and 4. So the 6 and 4-year-old aren't really. They're actually getting more and more interested. They're actually asking to hit more. Yeah, but our oldest, here we go. Here's a little proud dad moment here. I showed this to Mike here. But comment below, if you have a grandson or granddaughter, or
check out the form,
or if you have some kids, comment below if you're getting your kids to play, or maybe it's a niece and nephew, it could be. But Josiah's been okay. So for Josiah, he's our eldest. He's 7, almost 8, but he actually started taking pickleball pretty seriously a month ago or 6 weeks ago. So he, obviously he's it's been really cool because he's grown up in the pickleball. So he's 7. I've been playing pickleball almost 10 years. So I'm going to be on my 10th year in January.
Oh,
so thanks. So it's his whole life, but he's actually
that is his whole life.
Yeah, but it's not like I've been training him. I just kind of started working with him and training him about 3 weeks ago, like when we got back. So he wants to actually play tournaments and stuff like that. But why is that? So we were in Boise, Idaho for our summer trip, and there was it was random to us, but it was planned for months out. But it was a big kids nationals like event for pickleball, and we just signed Josiah up. Like it were like a last minute sign up, and then it was unbelievable. I mean, there was over 100 kids from like 5 to whatever to probably to high school, and they were just balling it out. There was events, like I know there was like singles, doubles, and everything. So obviously he was in like the more lower intermediate group, and he liked it, man. It was fun. I mean, there was kids here. It's unbelievable. It's the next gen. I did not realize my bubble and my space was, I do content. I coach, obviously. All the people I coach, obviously, are adults. And I know kids are the next, the biggest thing our sport needs and what's going to keep it grow. But, man, when I saw that, I mean, I didn't even tell you this, Mike, but I mean, I was seeing like 10, 11, 12-year-olds, man, that are like pushing 5-0.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really, really, really good. And it was pretty crazy.
Yeah. These kids are getting so good.
Yeah.
Like it's not, I don't know, like how are they going to separate that when they get to like a pro level? Like you have like the Ben Johns, all the adults.
Well, they're not, dude. I mean,
like
just like they do
kids,
it. Well, just like they do it in tennis. I mean, at some point, some tennis
kids can play the pro level.
Well, yeah, but they're usually, so like I've played and followed tennis a long time. They're usually not developed fully, and also they're not at that level until they're like early 20s. But there's some, like Andre Agassi, for example. He's one of the best players in the world, but I think he went pro at 15.
Wow.
15 or 16.
So he's probably fully grown.
I mean, he was good enough, right?
Good enough.
But I'm foreseeing, are there going to be basically kids in like main draws, like PPAs and things like that? There are
like another Anna Lee.
Yeah, there are. I mean, we look at Anna Lee. She's a great example.
She was 12 when she went pro. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think she was maybe 14, maybe when she. But again, she's dominating. What is she? 16? She might be 17 now.
17, I think.
Okay. But yeah, we're gonna see more of that. But here's a cool little thing here. Did a little some work here because Josiah's drilling now. But
so after the tournament, he got like hooked.
Yes, yeah.
That's all it took.
That's all it took.
What?
Man. And this was 4 weeks ago. So he's been training like once or twice a week.
So
4 weeks ago.
Competitive spirit kicked in.
It did. It did.
Passion just like.
And look at his techniques kicking in too, dude.
Oh my god.
So
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm just like amazed because obviously I taught him some things, but I didn't teach him that.
Is he studying?
No, but one thing that's super cool about Josiah, he's a very visual learner, and I just think that he just picks up on things. So he sees, I give him little tips here and there, but this, like, especially like working on his back, and I'll give him some tips. But I don't know, man. I guess there is some sort of there's definitely some natural athleticism and abilities because it doesn't come that natural to a lot of kids.
Yeah, that's a gift. Yeah.
But that's really cool. So I'm super excited about that.
Wow, man. He's 10?
He's 7.
He's 7?
10? No, he's not.
Oh, yeah, 10 years you've been playing tennis,
yeah,
but
he's 7.
He's 7 years old.
So he's been living and breathing at least pickleball in the background, but he's finally, like I said. So I don't know. I might post some, maybe post some stuff on the channel, might keep you updated. Comment below if you have any kids that that are really good, but I don't know. We'll see where pickleball takes him. I don't want to be one of those parents, obviously, like pushing him. That's why he's 7 now. I actually haven't like trained him at all until he asked like 3 weeks ago. So, but if he really wants to, obviously I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
yeah. There's like, I guess there's a fine line of being a dad and then a coach. So
yeah,
I'm sure you can find that.
Yeah, that's gonna be the tough part, maybe.
That's gonna be fun though.
Or maybe I'll have somebody else coach him.
That's the cool thing about pickleball. You get to play forever, like until you can play until you're 80 with your son.
Yeah. Oh, and here's the thing. Again, both of our kids are really young, and what we haven't seen yet. Annalie's kind of an example, but not really. We haven't seen the generation where, and it's obviously coming, but where everybody or that kid has grown up in pickleball and only pickleball.
Yeah, like in the beginning.
Yeah, but basically whoever has all these pros that play, Ben Johns or whatever, I don't know, like all these pros who have kids, Tyson, McGusson kids, like these are the my kids, these are the generations that we're going to see how good they could get and how far they push the envelope. It's just going to be cool.
I think the Briones name is going to be up there one day.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got mixed doubles, maybe a brother duo team. I don't know. We'll see.
That's true.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man.
That.
But
you when you're on the senior pro tour, they do the mixed stages.
Yep, the split age. That might be. Maybe I'll be good and young enough. That's my goal. My goal. Maybe we could do a pro tournament if he gets really really good really fast and I can stay in shape. Maybe we'll make a quali.
Dude, Matt Wright, bro. He's like
there you go.
He's our example.
There you go, Matt Wright. Hold on, let's see.
Pro.
Wait a minute. When he's 10, so I'll be 10 years. Bro, 10 years. I'll be 44.
That's good. Yeah.
And he'll be 17. Josiah, dude. We could do it, dude.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, let's go. I've never added that up. Okay.
I'm just excited to see if Audrey wants to play.
Yeah, man.
Like she's been playing. She has her own little gig. She likes to play. Like she likes to go hit, practice. So
that's awesome.
It'd be nice. We play singles now. but I let her serve anywhere on the court.
Okay.
So that I can just keep the ball. I try and keep it going to her.
Yeah.
So she can just practice and like get it back over the net.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when it came to like Audrey and Vivian, I actually invented a ton of like games to play for kids to like learn. And that's like we've gotten to the point where we use balloons to play.
Oh.
Balloons, and then what else? I think we did something
like practicing like volleys and stuff.
Yeah, like keeping the ball up in the air.
Yeah.
Like the balloon up in the air with your paddle. Yeah. But no, kids are like, you have to be creative with them because sometimes pickleball isn't like their huge interest.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's ways to get them to get interested.
Cool. That's awesome, man. All right. Well, if you enjoyed this podcast, thank you for staying and watching. Again, you will be learning and hearing a lot from Mike. It's going to be an exciting time. These next, he's next to finish out the year and see what happens. Mike?
Yeah, guys, bear with me. I'm gonna do my best to get used to the camera and talk into the mic. So something I'm not really used to, but yeah, you'll. I think I'll get comfortable more and more as time goes on. So yeah, appreciate you guys.
All right, again, thank you so much. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next pod.